Testing of insulators. Normally, the test conducted on insulators can be classified into type test and routine test. Then the type test is intended to prove the check and design features as well as the quality of the insulator. And the routine tests are intended to check the quality of the individual test piece. This type test are done on samples when new designs or changes in designs are introduced, whereas the routine tests are done to ensure the reliability of the test objects and quality and consistency of the materials used in the manufacture. And the high voltage tests include power frequency test and impulse test. The tests conducted on insulator at power frequency as well as the higher frequency. Again, this power frequency test can be classified into two types. One is the dry and wet flashover test. Another one is the dry and wet withstand test. First one is the dry and wet flashover test. In this test, the AC voltage of power frequency is applied across the insulator and increased at a uniform rate of 2 percentage per second of 75 percentage of the estimated test voltage, such that the breakdown occurs along the surface of the conductor. Then if the test is conducted under normal condition without any rain or precipitation, then it is called as dry flashover test. In general, this test is done under condition of rain. It is called as wet flashover test. Generally, wet tests are intended to reproduce the actual operating condition, but not only provide a criterion based on the experience that a satisfactory service operation can also be obtained. Then the in wet test, the test object is subjected to a spray of water of a given conductivity by means of nozzles. Then the spray is arranged such that water drops fall on the insulator would be approximately at an inclination of 45 degree to the vertical, and the test object is sprayed for at least 1 minute before the voltage application. For dry, that is wet flashover test, we have to spray water at least 1 minute before the voltage application, and the spray is continued during the voltage application. Then the spray, the features of characteristics of spray or precipitation rate would be 3 plus or minus 10 percentage mm per minute. Direction is 45 degree to the vertical, and conductivity of water is 100 microsiemens plus or minus 10 percentage. Then water temperature is about that is ambient temperature plus or minus 15 degree centigrade. Then second one is dry and wet withstand test for 1 minute. In this test, the specified voltage in the relevant application is applied under dry or wet condition for a period of 1 minute with an insulator mounted as an in service condition. In service condition, the insulator is subjected to the voltage for 1 minute under either wet or dry condition. Then the test piece should withstand the specified voltage. The next one is impulse test. Again, the impulse test can be classified into three types. One is the impulse withstand voltage test. Second one is impulse flashover test. Then second one is pollution test. In this impulse withstand voltage test, again this test is done by applying standard impulse voltage of specified value under dry conditions with both positive and negative polarities of the wave. In this case, 5 consecutive waves do not cause any flashover, then the insulator is said to have passed the test. For example, if two applications, then the flashover occurs means the object is said to have failed. Then if there is only one failure means then additionally 10 applications of voltage waves are conducted. Then if the test object has withstood the subsequent applications of standard impulse voltage, then it is said to have passed the test. And the second test is impulse flashover test. This test is also is done according to the specified condition. Usually the probability of, uh, of failure is determined between the two ranges, either 40 percentage and 60 percentage failure value, or 20 percentage and 80 percentage of failure value. The reason behind this is it is difficult to adjust the test voltage exactly for 50 percentage flashovers. Finally, the average value of upper and lower limit is taken. Then here the insulator surface should not be damaged by conducting these tests, but slightly marking on its surface or chipping of the cement is allowed. Then finally we have to conduct the pollution test on the insulator. Then due to the pollution problem, that is outdoor electrical installation and consequent problems of the maintenance of electrical power systems, pollution testing is gaining much importance. The normal types of pollutions are for dust, microorganisms, or bird secretions, flies, etc. Then industrial pollution like smoke, petroleum vapors, dust, and other deposits. Then in coastal pollution, in which corrosive or hydroscopic salt layers are deposited on the insulator surface. In case of desert region, desert pollution in which sandstorms cause deposition of sand and dust layers. Then finally, the ice and fog deposits at high altitudes and in polar countries. And these pollution tests causes corrosion, deterioration of the material, partial discharges, and radio interference. Then finally, we will conduct the salt fog test. Here, the pollution test is important for extra high voltage systems. At present, there is no standard pollution test available, but naturally, we are conducting the salt fog test. In this test, the maximum normal withstand voltage is applied on the insulator. Then artificial salt fog is created around the insulator with the help of jets of salt water as well as the compressed air. That is, in this case, we are going to create a artificial fog. Then we will apply the maximum withstand voltage. If flashover occurs within 1 hour, then the test is repeated with the fog of lower salinity. Otherwise, with a fog to higher salinity, the maximum salinity at which the insulator withstands, 3 out of 4 cases without flashover is taken as the margin.